Aries, hey y'all, how y'all doing? You have reached your southern intuition, and this is going to be a read. I'm going to take a look into your current energies for the week. We are going to use the Wonderland and Tarot deck today. So, getting an idea on a study into this tarot deck. It is by Barbara Moore. This is going to be for Aries. It may not resonate for everyone, but I believe everything connects eventually. So if it's your message to hear, then you'll do so, and then please like, share, and subscribe. Can I please get a message for the sign of Aries for the week? Aries, the card of the week here is that of the King of Swords. The underlying energy, the Ten of Pentacles. So mostly your focus here this week is going to be that on your home with the Ten of Pentacles. And the determination to do something. So Aries, through the looking glass here, in the text, Alice's sister is mentioned, but not any other family specifically. Instead, Dinah and Snowball and Kitty are her closest companions from the world that show up in the stories of the Wonderland. Alice's sister imagines what walking world inspired Alice's dream. And in the looking glass, Alice does her own analysis, perhaps showing that she is indeed growing up and becoming more self-reflective. And Alice talks to the kittens as if they are people, trying to find answers to some of the questions that plague her mind. She says, "Now, Kitty, let's consider who it was that dreamed it all. This is a serious question, my dear, and you should not go on licking your paw like that as if Dinah hadn't washed you this morning. You see, Kitty, it must have been either me or the Red King. He was all part of my dream, of course, but then I was a part of his dream, too. Was it the Red King, Kitty? You were his wife, my dear, so you ought to know. Oh, Kitty, do help to settle it. I'm sure your paw can wait." But the provoking kitten only began on the other paw, and it pretended it hadn't heard a question that Alice had said. No matter how many unanswered questions Alice has, and no matter how often the cats will not do as she asks, Alice is safe. She is comfortable, and she is loved in the drawing room by the fire. In a reading, this card shows the gifts of a stable and a loving family, and the value of legacy and the comfort of tradition. While we know all too well that family often brings obligations and dysfunctions that we'd really rather do without, we also know that our ancestors and our current families also benefit us. So this card reminds you to value those benefits, to honor them within your own life. And throughout this suit, we've seen you and how the material and the spiritual worlds are bound together. This is true here too, and material and spiritual stability and life are important gifts that family members can give each other. If this is not true in your life, then this card asks you to change that. Key words here is that of stable family, security, wealth, abundance, comfort, your roots, your plans for the future, your connection, and your balanced and happy life. And it may just include this King of Swords here. In Wonderland, the King of Swords is Humpty Dumpty. And you all know the story of Humpty Dumpty, right? In a reading, the King of Swords holds reasons and truth. You could imply the old memory rhyme. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. So through the looking glass, Humpty Dumpty is all logic and pride. He's got a looking glass logic, and he argues that Alice's name doesn't mean anything, insisting that proper names must mean something beyond denoting a specific person. On the other hand, while most of us have a shared or a general meaning for common nouns, Humpty has a different view. He says, when I use a word, it means just what I choose it to mean, neither more nor less. So when Alice asks whether we can make words mean different things, he responds, the question which is to the master, that's all. He also assures her that when I make a word do a lot of work, I always pay it extra. Alice finally figures out how to talk to him and asks him to explain all the confusing words in the poem Jabberwocky, which he is very happy to do. So we learn a lot about Humpty, and he is very easily offended and is also fond of rules. He will accept what you say if you tell him that you read or you read it in a book. As a representative of pure logic, Humpty lacks any artistic sensibility. It has been noted that the poem he repeats for Alice is the most boring and uninteresting, uninspired poem in the text. It has rhyme and meter, but no plot and no conclusion. Nothing that grabs his imagination. So down the rabbit hole here, and in the reading, the King of Swords holds reason, truth, and control above all other values. He wields his authority with precision and efficiency. Unlike Humpty Dumpty, the King of Swords is an excellent communicator and can be extremely witty. Although sometimes his wit is laced with cruelty, he doesn't suffer fools gladly and will not allow his authority to be questioned. The wisest of these kings are smart enough to surround themselves with good advisors and carefully weigh their information and advice. The best way to work with him is to ask him questions rather than tell him things outright. This is an ego issue, but it is also based in truth. The King of Swords is often incredibly intelligent, so his high opinion of himself isn't unfounded. Bring him facts, ideals, and questions with a big dose of humility, and leave excitement and emotion at the door, as he has no interest in them and will assume you are wasting his time. So there is an authority figure here. Could even be someone you're going to for a decision, but this is about power and experience, someone that's smart, intellectual, reasonable, yet maybe even controlling. Could also be clever and witty and cruel and decisive. So it's almost like there's a decision being made here this week about your home. So questions you could ask yourself here is, how can I take healthy advantage of any power? How can I improve my communication skills? How can I maintain a professionalism and still keep my integrity? Am I making the most of my position in life? If you're looking for love here, that means that you are absolutely sure about a relationship and you have no doubt about being perfectly paired with your mate. and together you will accomplish great things. When you're looking into the money aspect, your finances are stable due to shrewd investments, and you'll take responsibility for your money. You spend smartly and expect others to do the same. When it comes to your career here, you're stable and secure in your work, and you're anticipating your next move. Take a closer look at the legal issues in your career. A paternal role is established within the family. Security and provision are top priorities, so responsibilities are defined and met. The King of Swords says that after a lot of hard work and a mental effort, you have finally reached a point of security. You're able to provide for others and enjoy being generous with your resources. Don't let disappointment or disapproval make you insecure. Being fair and just is your touchstone. So, what you're focused on this week seems to be that of your home. And things look good. So good luck with that.